These are orchids in the neighborhood, close to where I work. 3 dendrobium monoliformes. Nice big ones. Hanging up underneath a pine in some good shade. And those 3 ones, I've watched them going through the winter. So the winter's once again -8 degrees, 17 Fahrenheit, dry, and a lot of sunny days. Very few rainy days in the winter, and if it does rain, it's just a slight shower, but not enough to really wet anything. So the winters are dry, and these summers have been extremely hot, but hanging up under the trees is the best thing for them. But being a lower elevation as we are now, those particular dendrobiums grow at about 800 or 900 meters above sea level to about 2,000, 2,500, about that level. So once you get up that height, elevation, that's where you notice that a lot of more vegetation, trees and rocks and all that are covered in moss, and the temperatures don't exceed 25 degrees, which is a comfortable 80 Fahrenheit, or 75 to 80. They don't get any hotter. So it's a real must to hang them up under trees. But in their native habitat, it would be much more humid continuously without much drop in the humidity, and it would be cooler, a lot cooler. Anyway, that was nice to see. And that particular person has cattleyas. They did have one hanging in the tree last year, got some pretty bad frost bite, but it survived. Probably half of the plant got frostbitten on the leaves, and I think 1 bulb, which was not too bad, but pretty unsightly. So here we go. Over here we have a quick peek in this nursery. See what they have. And they won't have any orchids. And if they do, far and few between. Usually this time of the year they don't bring in any, but you can be surprised. They always have a lot of cacti and succulents. These are one of my favorite native plants of Japan. It's called a hosta. This is a real large one. They have beautiful blue flowers. They have like potatoes or corms that they grow from, and they are in the Asparagiaceae family. And hostas love cool, humid places, and they can take real low temperatures, well below freezing. With some nice sansevieras here. Sansevieria Francisii. This one is Buncelensis. That one is Gracilis. This one here is Trifasciata. I'd love to have more of them. These ones are put outside now to get some fresh air, which is a good idea. Zamioculus Raven, $39. They got some real large. For $39, they got some big Zamioculus ZZ plants here. Considering how slow they are, these are pretty big plants. Nice. We still have a Nepenthes alata there. I have my one outside now, my Venus flytrap. Ventilata, that one is. This one is Ventilata. Lots of ventilators. Red alata. Down here, ready to take home. Sarracenia. This is the one I have at home. Got a sticky trap there. Don't think I said before, but Venus flytraps you can grow outdoors. They can take temperatures well down below zero, frost, snow, everything, no problem. And so can these. So if you're looking for something tropical looking and neat, you just grow them in a tray full of water, plenty of sunshine, cold temperatures, no problem. Let's go and have a look at cacti. Here we have Gymnocalycium Mahanovichis. Right here. I still got about the same selection as I've had before. Nothing really new there to look at. I'm always looking forward to new stock. There's some Adromiscus here. Adromiscus cooperi. We got a nice fuzzy calancho. There's another Adromiscus one here. That's hairy on the trunk. Yep. They're a little bit out of stock. These are Dischidias that are mounted in coconut fiber or tree fern fiber. $14. Nice plants, but the flowers are insignificant. But you don't buy it for the flowers. There's a Nepenthes here, alata, with the pictures. My one at home's doing really good. This is where they have all the air plants. All the Tillandsias. We just got these ones in. Tillandsia tictorum. Which are real neat. They turn a light green colour when you water them because all those trichomes take the water on. This one is on sale now. $29. Finally on sale, Xerographica. Much larger ones up here. This was seen before. They still got the Schinepsis here. These are pretty neat looking Anthurium. This pretty neat pink flower. The reds, really dark red. Oh, neat, easy to grow. They even sell moss here. Look, it's $5 for some moss. Problem is that moss in this temperature doesn't grow too well. Alright, well that one comes with lichen. Oh, cool. I'm looking for more pieces of cork, because I really need to start mounting everything, and gradually is going to mount a lot of my orchids, and the reason for that is because they're not doing too well in pots. I'm a little bit afraid of them in the pots and what's happening. I could be wrong, but when I mount them, it seems they seem to do 100% better. Instead of like this one, because it's got lichen on it. I'm liking it. Might grab a couple of those, or should I grab that? So it's chunkier, it's got many more areas where orchids can grow. Oh, I like this one. This chunky one. Okay. Wasn't supposed to buy anything, but I did. Definitely mounting orchids is easier. They like to get wet and they like to dry out pretty quick. In the moss, they get wet and then I get worried because sometimes it's still wet. Mark down Hoyas. Yeah, I get a bit worried about that. But you got to keep them moist though when they're on a mount, so got mine in the shade. We'll do an update soon on that. Definitely in these high temperatures. Well, that's about it. Staghorn there. This is just a little quick shopping video. Thanks for watching. And once I get new stock in, we'll be back and we'll show you it. See you later. Bye bye. Alright, welcome back. My name's Newman. This is my life with plants. I'm coming down to check out these two very old Vanda falcatas. I wonder if they're in flower. It's been another hot day. These are pretty exposed. They don't have much shade. Let's see now. Nope. Not yet. Nope. There are no signs of flowers or buds. Or has it already finished? I won't know. It's about this time last year. No flowers on the Vanda falcatas. Mine at home haven't got any either, but they were only potted up 10 to 12 months ago, so they have a long way to go to build a larger root system, and that's what triggers the flowering. Once it has a bigger root system and it's more stable in its pot. So I might have to wait one more year for mine to flower. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you later. Alright, welcome back. I'm Newman. We've had a really hot summer. Temperatures, as I've said before, have been 37, which is 95, and some days hits 100. So I've been doing culture with my orchids on the balcony, which is the second floor of this house, and they have 80% shea cloth. If you see in some older videos, maybe a month ago or a few weeks ago. They've been doing well so far, and I've put little portable electric fans that you recharge with the USB cable. I've been hanging them inside there to keep the air circulation, and for the most part they don't get any direct sunshine, and if the sun does come through, it'll hit that 80% shade cloth. So far it's been fine in that corner. The other part of the balcony there it gets far too hot, so that area will not be used for orchids anymore, just the corner. And plus that particular area gets let's see, easterly breeze that comes in, so it's pretty useful. And I know that because I have a mountainous cactus that grows about 1,500 meters up, and cumulopuntia, so it grows up on the wall there. I know it's cooler in that area. A lot of the natives orchids I've put in the garden and hung them under the trees, and even within a few weeks I notice a difference with their health. So there's some magic behind hanging orchids underneath trees that you can't mimic or you can't replace no matter what you do. But when you hang them underneath trees, the trees, as water falls onto the foliage, it collects minerals and things, and orchids are used to having those minerals or properties that are in the leaves. I got a lot hanging out underneath a conifer, and it's possible that the conifer protects the orchids in some way. Maybe the water rushes through the foliage and it becomes a natural fungicide. I think that's how it works, because I noticed that orchids that are growing or mounted onto the trees or hanging underneath, those ones haven't succumbed to any fungal problems. And I think that the trees have certain elements within their foliage that help them to battle against fungus and stuff like that. And I think it's especially true for conifers, because I notice that even this tropical country, if you look at the foliage of a conifer, they don't suffer from fungal infections or anything like that. So I think if you have a conifer tree, you want to hang as many orchids as you can underneath that. I think it's something to look into and observe. And I do have a couple underneath another tree that it's not doing too bad. It just gets natural stress from the sun in the summer, but it doesn't have any fungal problems. But if I do have trees that have a lot of fungal problems, I don't think I'd hang my orchids underneath there. And of course, anything that's mounted on a tree, it will get a lot of beneficial natural fungicides from the tree that produces in its sap and in its tissue to protect itself from attack. And I think that benefits the orchids a lot. So I just noticed that a lot. So I've had my dendrobium moniliformes, and I've cut a few leaves off them. They've had little black specks, the fungal spores, and the ones that are mounted to the tree in the garden have had no problems. And they've had water in the evening, all the same. So I thought I would just update you with that, because I thought it was useful information. For those of you who don't have trees, you could buy a big potted conifer I don't know, for $60 or $70 or something like that, and you could hang your orchids from there. So it's just an idea, but I think conifers are really good. Yeah, they'll protect your orchids really well, and also they trees work like air conditioners. So I don't know if you notice that on especially really hot days, if you go to the park and you walk underneath trees, you notice how much cooler they are. So they're really beneficial, and there's just a lot of magic about trees and how they look after orchids. So if you don't want to mount them to it, you can simply mount it to slabs of cork and then hang them underneath the tree that way. But it's something to look into. I think it's a really good idea. I think there's something about conifers, because my ones hanging up underneath the conifers are the really excellent condition. So I will look into it more, and I'll find out more details, and I'll share it with you guys. So that's all for now, and I hope you enjoyed this little chat that I had. I just had to get it out there. And I finished watering in the garden and all the maintenance that comes along with it. This morning I cut a lot of fungal, anything that's got fungus on it. And they say not to water in the evenings, your orchids, but during these hot temperatures they dry out. And if you live in a country that has a monsoon season like here, then you can't avoid the rain anyway. But definitely conifer trees, I'm going to look into it and see what properties they have and the benefits that they can do for your orchids, and I'll get back to you on that one. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye.